Hey, you know what it is? It's Single on a Saturday Night right here at TGI Fridays. And I want to introduce the man who makes things happen at TGI Fridays. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tim Hampton, the Assistant General Manager at TGI Fridays, 4000 City Avenue.
4000 City Avenue. Now, TGI Fridays is like the spot, the club spot. So what are some of the things you have going on at TGI Fridays?
Well, we offer happy hour specials Monday through Thursday. Wednesday night, we have karaoke nights. We have a DJ on Thursday night. And we basically are a restaurant who take care of family. Come out and try the Jack Daniel glazed ribs, mozzarella sticks, you know, fried green beans, all the great food that we serve from our kitchen.
Now they are the official home of Single on a Saturday Night. Now, Tim hasn't known anything about the single life for 11 years. So we're gonna go to a break, go watch some of the show, and we're gonna find out what Tim really knows about the single life, because now he's married for 11 years, you know.
Happily married, 11 years. My wife, Diane, yes.
That's one of those things. Listen, I gotta put that out there before she kills me. See, men are scared. That's how you keep a man, get them scared. This is right here, TGI Fridays, 4000 City Ave.
To the beat, living a champagne life. And Mr. Radio Man, won't you turn that up? Yeah, that's my motherfucking jam, won't you turn that up?
Welcome to Single on a Saturday Night. Not your average talk show. This is a talk show just for you and you, no matter who you are. There is somebody up here and somebody out there that identifies with you. We are at our new location, which is TGI Friday, 4000 City Ave. We do this every fourth Saturday, and I am excited. Is everybody excited? Are you excited?
Oh, beyond excited.
So before we get too excited, I'm going to make sure I introduce myself. My name is Shelly Williams. I am single, never been married, no children, and don't want none, no kids. I'm done, that's it. So we're going to pass it on to the left here.
Michelle Renee, the Sexy All Day. I am single, Christian, and no children, never been married. So hopefully that won't last for long.
I am one of the male counterparts of my brother down here. I'm Dave Scott, better known as Mr. Goodnight, representing the 35 and over crew, and I'm here to give you the exact truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth from men.
Yes, sorry. Hi, I'm Danielle. And I am single, never married, no kids. We work on it constantly, but still, no matter what we do, can't find somebody that's man enough to handle all this right here. Broke foot and all, they can't chase me down.
That's right.
Hi, I'm Carol Petra, 24. I am single, no children. I'm an actress, and I wouldn't mind somebody to run some lines with. So.
Hey, my name is Brian Jennings. I'm single. I'm 28 years old, professional boxer, and I have one son.
Well, all right. There's some good stats. He is a new face. He came out to put his face on the spin of Single on a Saturday Night. Our topic for today, of course, you know, we always shoot 2 shows in one day, but yes. Our first show, we're doing SOS and 101. And if you're ever going to college, you know, 101 is that first course, you know, 101, the introduction to Single on a Saturday Night.
But it's not necessarily 101. This is more like the remedial class. And I just say that, no, I'm going to say that because 101 is when you come into college and you just starting off. Remedial is when you've done everything, but you did not quite get it right. So people might have missed it. So we're gonna take a retro back and really find out who we are. That's right, who we are this time.
Okay, I'm going to be remedial today.
Because we ever changing.
We are ever changing. And some of the misconceptions of Single on a Saturday Night are that we are lonely, bitter people, and we can't find anybody. So I'm going to start with David Scott. I'm going to start with you. How do you feel about that misconception? Because somebody told me hoes be winning, and we're not winning. So go ahead.
I think I might have said that.
Hoes be
Better?
winning.
Nah. The impression of being single, like, oh my God, I'm 30, I've had my job, I have a house, where's my good man at? That's some nonsense. You're a quality woman the way you are. You're going to get your fair share of
We're
attention.
talking about you, bro.
Me? Oh,
sorry.
Me?
Why are you talking about me? I'm talking about you.
That's one of the misconceptions right there.
What?
Is that the single and the bitter always gets thrown off on the women. Because I hear all the time that they think some of the men quite bitter too. That they've been hurting along the way. They didn't quite get it together. There was that one that they lost and got away. And as a result, they just on the run through. So, I mean, it ain't always about us. So she asked you.
I asked you.
You answer for you.
I'm answering
And you
for
just answered that beautifully.
That's right.
Over man.
I'm nowhere near bitter.
There's
There's some quality in being single because you have options and you want to be fair to yourself. Men, we walk real slow. Sometimes y'all ladies say we drag our feet. What's wrong? How come? We don't have time on our schedule. It's not like we pressed to have kids by a certain time. We got to be married by a certain time. We want a healthy, quality relationship. Am I right, Jennings? Healthy, quality relationship. And if that means we're going to get married, we'll get there. We just don't want to be pressured to get there.
So why is it that the women have to be lonely, miserable, and, you know, I don't understand that. Because I'm not lonely. I'm alone. We were just talking about this in court, me and Rashina and my friend. I'm not alone. I am alone, but I'm not lonely, you know, and I enjoy myself, you know. I enjoy my time. And there are options. There are options.
Misconception number one is that you're not lonely. We're not lonely. So talk about what we've done this week. Every week, what do you do on an everyday basis? She's not lonely, sitting home bitter. What do you do? This woman right here.
Let's see.
Her life is full.
So about a month ago, I have a bimalleal fracture, meaning I broke both sides of this thing, anterior and posterior, and it was hanging off like you could twist it. It looked like the cartoon character, and it was going to run around and run around. And let me tell you what the nurses commented on was this. One of the nurses came in, she said, all the nurses in here trying to get fly. I said, what you talking about? She said, because the diva, the men start arriving at 8:30 a.m. Yes. They wonder why you don't have any female caregivers. I get the men to come all day long. They bring me coffee. They bring me cake. They move my foot. They pat my pillows. And you know what? Since I've been home, the same thing. But somehow they get to the bathroom and they go, you all right in there? That's as far as they go. But I can get them to take care of me all day long. Buy me stuff, come cook me stuff. And you know what? They bring some other chick to my house to cook me stuff. But, so, you know, it's a lot of fun. My first time out of the house was last Sunday. I went to a Diva's brunch, 45th birthday for my girls. Had been on the books for 6 months. I said, I'm not going. And you know what? I didn't get one number, I got two in a wheelchair.
So that is the misconception. We are not lonely, sitting home, bitter, not having anything to do. Our dance cards are full. We are out every single night, not lonely and bitter. Do you find some misconceptions for you? You're a brother. Let's see what this brother says.
Tell him.
Well, it's kind of hard for me to even get into anything because, like, my profession takes a lot of focus. So I find myself, just being alone and lonely.
You're lonely? Oh, this is the first time you met.
But that's the way I have to be, because like it takes a lot of thought. It takes a lot of energy. Like I put a lot of energy into what I do.
Well, you're new to the show. What's the profession? Tell us about yourself.
I'm a professional boxer. I'm currently ranked number 3 in the world. I'm 17-0. Only been boxing for 4 years. I started when I was 24 years old, and like I put in more than overtime, and I put 200% focus, dedication, ambition. Everything is in there. So I cut everything out.
So at times you get lonely.
Oh yeah, at times you get lonely, but those times when you want to get unlonely is the times that you really need to be more focused on what you're doing. So like the woman that's for me may come along and it just may sweep me on my feet, or it just may be something that I don't expect to come. But what I do see is that although these times that I was boxing and being to myself, I got to learn myself.
Exactly.
So therefore, I'm able to.
Yeah,
accept.
you see, misconception about men. Men can be lonely. Y'all think?
Wait. That is a misconception. But I want to know this: true or false? When you're training to get ready to go to a fight, you're about to have a fight coming up. You cannot have sex for 30 days at least before you.
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
8 weeks. But I mean, knowing me, I start 4 weeks early.
You start 4 weeks early.
Start 4 weeks early. So instead of 8 weeks, you get 12 weeks, and that's the dedication, that's the discipline that I've been taught through boxing. The way there was like I don't have to run around, with my tongue out all the time, like I'm like a dog, or I don't care. Like,
right.
The misconception is that we're thirsty. Any other misconception? Anybody out there have a misconception of single on a Saturday? We got about 2 minutes. Anybody have a thought on single on a Saturday night? The misconception. Anybody out there who has a microphone?
I have one.
Yeah.
It's actually on the opposite, where a man sees a woman, and if she's educated or beautiful or established, he assumes that she's married or have someone at home, and it's not always true.
Well,
So,
I would say that's probably my demographic, and I had this situation all the time. Because you look too good, you too smart, you make too much money, you own too much stuff, you got it two together to possibly still be out here on the market, and why didn't somebody snatch you up? And then the rest of that becomes, and then, so what's wrong with you? It's like, you know, and then you turn the corner, it can't be like, oh, and then they turn the corner, so it must be something wrong with you. What kind of crazy you got going on?
And I get that a lot. I get that a lot, especially.
Here's the thing, and I get that too, with, like David said, that over 35 crew. I'm going to take it a step further, that over 40 crew. And I did, yeah, we're going to go there. But anyway, I've had that problem, and where the situation that I'm in now, everyone knows at this point, that changed.
That would be she's engaged. She's engaged.
Yeah,
Tasty got chocolate.
Tasty is engaged. That is big. That means we've been doing Single on a Saturday, what, for like
a year and a half.
Year and a half. And she started out very single like the rest of us.
Single and celibate.
Okay, that is true. She was single, celibate, and she has a boo. She has a nice, beautiful chocolate ring on her finger, and it can happen. It's not that she sat around lonely,
Celibate?
No.
We're fake celibate.
No.
But the point is,
I just need to jump in.
Right.
That was a misconception of Single on Saturday night.
Exactly.
Is that it was the I Love Jesus crew, and there wasn't nobody ever giving up the draw.
And then I was not, wait a minute, but I was never a part of the I Love Jesus.
Oh, I still love Jesus.
But no, but understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't, but that was not my reasoning for being where I was at that time.
Exactly.
But my thing was,
When we come back, don't forget we got to go
okay.
This is TGI Fridays. We'd like to thank everybody who helps us put the show together. That is DJ Romy Rome. He's on the radio every Tuesday, 88.1, 9 o'clock. And of course, Austin Fine Photography, taking all those candid, beautiful pictures. We love him so much. Dr. Shock, you are the man. I just have to say that. I don't know. That just comes from my heart right now. Thank you so much. And of course, ADDesignGroup.com, providing all my beautiful jewelry. And of course,
you know, I had to thank the folks at Issues. They had to cart it out special this time because I couldn't make it to the store. So we had to get whatever she gave me, but I'm still fabulous because, you know, if it ain't blinging, it ain't for me.
That's what I'm talking about. This is right here, TGI Friday, City Avenue. Let's go to a break, and we're going to find out some more stuff about Tasty. Welcome back to Single on a Saturday night right here at TGI Fridays, 4000 City Ave. This is our new location every fourth Saturday, and we start 1 p.m. on the dot. We are not waiting for us people to come on time. All right, 1 o'clock on the dot every fourth Saturday. No exceptions. We are starting. Anyway, we're going to Tasty. We call her Tasty. Her name is Tamara, and we can't stop calling her Tasty. But anyway, Tasty.
She's delicious.
She has a new position in life. She is now engaged with her chocolate diamond. Anyway, so tell us about, you were about to talk about your position and things.
You were telling us that about the celibacy factor and how that brought you to where you were, being confident with yourself in a new stage.
It's a mindset. You have to go through a total change. You just can't speak it. Everyone always says you speak in the air what it is that you want. No, you can't just speak it. You have to be what it is that you're speaking and wait for that change to come about. But if you're not ready for it, then it's not going to happen. So within that change, like the sister here was saying, there was a problem with people not coming to me, which was easy for me to be celibate for those almost 4 years. But the reason behind that was because everyone thought that I was subtle. I was married. But this man decided, let's have a conversation with this woman and find out what's going on. If that conversation had not ensued with this deep communication we had, then 9 months later I would not be sitting here with.
But did you find that the reason everybody thought that you were with someone or had somebody or married was because you were so happy and confident in yourself?
Yes, I think you guys have noticed an even happier change in me now. Like, it's not that I wasn't happy before; it's a different happiness now. But what it was before, I was confident. I was still joyful, which is what I've always said. If you run any tapes back, I've always said to you, no matter what life was going to throw at me, I was going to be happy no matter what.
And that's the thing; she walks around happy. But I think Carol has a.
Right, and like you were saying, you were ready for that. For me personally, I am terrified of getting distracted right now. You know, I'm shooting different projects, my acting career, like there's stuff happening, and I am terrified to get distracted, start dating somebody, get my heart broken, not be focused. I know I need all my focus right now, so I'm going to be dedicated to that 100%. Not to say if the right guy comes along, I'm going to push him away, which I probably will. But if he comes, I mean, I would still like to have a person there to kind of make it with, to have on the road, on those steps that are coming. But I can't be looking for it because I can't keep my focus off of what I'm trying to do, because it's my life, and it's already so difficult that I can't allow that. I don't exude looking for a man or wanting a man, because I exude acting class, acting seminars, headshots, classes, shoots, photo shoots. Like, that's my life right now.
Well, I'm gonna just jump in because I think that was probably the biggest misconception about any of the women on Single on Saturday Night, and not necessarily the men, is that we were all somewhere, I don't know, thirstily looking for a man.
Yes, I agree.
It was a thing that we spent all of our time doing, that we were out shaking our booties, interviewing people, really like, I'm interviewing you, but I really just want to know, are you single for me? Like, it's really, really good and everything. So what are your statistics? Mostly because I needed information for myself.
We all have
just
careers.
to go back with, not even that, I think with my situation, this man has been in my midst for a long time. We just never got to that point of having that conversation.
You never know. I might turn around and find out that David is the one for me. I never know.
But
I keep saying that.
With the misconception, though, I do interview people, but I seriously interview people because I want them to come on the show. I will talk to you till you did I not? I will hound.
And it worked.
And I'll be like, I'm not trying to. I really put it out there. I'm not trying to pick you up. I am seriously just want
I'm
you to
trying to pick you up from my show.
I'm trying to pick you up from
my
the show. So I'm asking you all those personal questions and make sure you fit this whole demographic, because you actually have to fit into this crew. It's not like I want you here and you just here. You have to fit into it. You have to be intelligent, of course.
And Shirley, one of the biggest misconceptions is that the show is just going to have a bunch of women talking about issues. It's honest dialogue that's
Thank
here.
you.
That people keep missing, that
We
want to
love
discuss
men. We don't
issues
hate y'all.
for
We don't hate
men
y'all at all.
and women. I joined the crew because I wanted to be able to give the male perspective on things. I want to be honest, because I know a lot of people come to the show say, I'm with my girlfriends all the time. What do men have to say? Because they're the ones who I'm going to date. Dave, what do you have to say? And the misconception is men are visual creatures. A lot of y'all ladies look good. A lot of men going to look at you and say, I can't do nothing for her. And that's the misconception on men. Until we open our mouth and present ourselves to you and get into dialogue like Tasty was talking about, then we will know what the truth is. Then we will know if somebody can be a quality mate or partner for us. But a lot of times, men will bail out for two reasons. Because they assume that you got your stuff together, and I'm ashamed that I'm not where I need to be, so I'm going to bail out and I'm not even going to approach you.
But you know what? When we talk about the show, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for being here today, and David. But the misconception, another misconception, is we had men when we started, but they never made it through maybe the first week. We had men, and when you're looking for a man, even in dating, even in business, you're looking for people who are going to be there for you, somebody you can rely on, somebody that's going to be there when you need them. And believe me, from the day one, we haven't found anybody.
The men had commitment issues.
They had
commitment issues to the show.
From day one, David has never had a commitment issue. However, in life, he ain't committing to no woman.
I swear to God, engaged.
He's committed to all these women. That's a step.
David Pulley is here, and he's committed. But we're going to talk about your time. I ain't going to let that go. But go ahead, David.
Well, I'm working on it. We all have areas we can grow in, right?
Yes.
One of the things that I hear about coming from the panel is that women seem to, whether it's career or relationship focus, it seems to be, I have to put career first. And in terms of like the stuff that I talk about, the theories that I have in terms of soulmates being of utmost importance, I think that shift should change, but with caution. So basically, for example, culturally, I feel like more Caucasian or white women are taught to do both, to go after the career and go after the relationship at the same time. So for example, when I was in grad school, most of my class, I was only one of two males, and I was the only black person and black male in my grad school class. We were a cohort model, so we followed each other. We were the same class throughout all 6 years, and all my class was pretty much married. And statistically, that is not the case for successful, educated, professional black women. And I think one of the reasons is because black women are taught, and understandably so, that they have to put the career first, and so that they're not distracted. You know what I mean? You got to focus. But somewhere along the way, some other cultures, Asians, Caucasian, they're taught to do both in a way that African American women aren't.
There's actually a cultural justification for that, since we're talking about that, is that unfortunately it's not the way it's supposed to be, but African American culture is absolutely matriarchal. We are generations at this point of single mothers, very unfortunately. So the result is, that's right, children of divorce. So the result is, however they got to be single moms, the result is that they feel as though, or we feel as though, what we have to concentrate is on that education, that career, because if I do get a man, he may leave, and I'll still be raising these children by myself. Like example, and I talk about this with my Caucasian counterparts a lot. Example, they think that being single mom it's a banner, it's a badge of honor, it's a go out there and do it. And as an educated black woman, I done raised you better than go out there and be a single mom. It ain't no badge of honor. We done worked real hard to keep you from becoming yet another statistic. It is a cultural divide. I do agree that we need somewhere that we need to turn the corner and recognize how we can get a balance. But the reason that it exists that way right now is because we know what it's like to be generations of single moms. When you talk about Asian culture, you talk about Caucasian cultures, even if you talk about African cultures or island cultures, they don't understand this single mother thing, okay? Not like we do. And they don't understand the struggle of it, not like we do. So the result is, it is very different for us and very hard for us to make our way into, I mean, when I was in law school, dudes chasing all over the place. I ain't got no time for you. I got to worry about my law degree. And when I was working on my doctorate, I had to work on my doctorate, because that's what I had to do. And that's very unfortunate, but that's another one of those misconceptions as single on Saturday night.
Thank you for joining Single on Saturday Night. We'll be back after the break. We'd like to thank everybody who helped put the show together. That is Dr. Shop of Austin Fine Photography, DJ Romy Rome, the Tuesday Night Mix Show, and of course, ADDesignGroup.com, providing the jewelry in.
I always got to thank Issues, especially with the special delivery. Made me feel so pretty. She brought me some new pink lipstick because I was struggling.
Oh, she's so pretty. I just love her. I love everybody.
I just want you to know, they even broke my legs still soft. I just want you to know, they're still soft. You know, we had to check that out in the house.
We always have to feel that.
It's still soft.
Her legs are soft. And we are right here at TGIFriday, City Ave. Let's go to a break. Hey, what's up? This is Single on a Saturday Night. We are taping right here at City Ave. That's TGI Fridays. And this is how it goes down. Our topic for today is, first of all, we want to get rid of all the misconceptions of being single. But our second topic is, why are women happy in the pictures when they're about to get married and men looking all sad? So you are an experienced man with marriage. So tell us why it is. When you got married, were you like skipping for joy, cheesing, or were you like, oh, I'm scared, I'm nervous? What's that all about?
Well, you're never scared. Actually, I was happy. You know, marriage is honorable, and so when you make that commitment, you already know where your emotions lie and what your objectives is to have a happy union. So, being single, eventually you may run into a spouse or someone that you feel as though you want to get married to, so you may have some butterflies. And when you make that commitment, just make sure, that's what you want to do.
So if you weren't on TV right now and your wife couldn't be watching, would you sit here and say that marriage is the most wonderful thing? Because, most of the time you talk to somebody on the side, they're like, yeah, I'm married, yeah.
Well, there's a difference. When we say marriage is the most wonderful thing, the union is the wonderful thing. Marriage is something that two people have to work at. Marriage isn't always the rose garden, if you will. It's not always a rose garden, but if you love that person, and it's up to you to work it out and get through any situations or circumstances that may be negatively affecting your union.
Well, all right, you heard it first. Now, one of the misconceptions of Single on a Saturday Night is that all we talk about is being single and how can somebody single tell you anything. We're not here to tell you anything. All I can tell you about is what I've gone through, what I've experienced, but I'm not an expert. But I can also bring in people who know what they're talking about, have understood marriage, and I thank you for that. And right now, every fourth Saturday.
Every fourth Saturday.
Every fourth Saturday right here at TGI Fridays, 4000 City Ave, right?
4000 City Line Avenue. TGI Fridays, home of the Jack Daniels Grill.
Yes, I love the Jack Daniels burger, really. I come here like really, literally every Friday. Do I not?
Yes, you do. You're a faithful guest at our restaurant, and we appreciate you bringing our show to our restaurant as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We're going to go get back to the show, and we're going to clear up some of these misconceptions of marriage and what really Single on a Saturday Night is all about.
A decision making with a woman. The fear and model behavior is important. You know, there's been a last generation where we saw couples together, men being affectionate, publicly holding hands. You don't see that as often. And one of the worst things that happened to me was to be with guys in the community, and they talk about the numbers. Man, why are you worried about one woman? It's 15 women to one out here. If you take the ones that's locked up, the ones on drugs, it's about 20, 25. And we get caught in that numbers game like, I have all those options, that many women, and your fear.
But you know, but what they don't think about is, but even at that, David, forget the numbers. This is what I try to instill in the same men. Okay, so the numbers are 25 to 1. How many of them are really good women? How many of them are quality?
Exactly.
How many of them do you want to deal with? You might want to smash all of them. But for real, how many of them do you want to be? Well, no, because what I tell every young man, because I mentor young men. That's right, I mentor young men. And I tell them, when you lay down with that shit, when you get up, that could be your baby mama. I mean, I think that's really great for them all to know. I mean, all the protection in the world. Recognize what you're sleeping with. Every hole don't need to be dug. I don't know.
See, I believe that there's, you always hear about men, they're, just trying to be players and you hook up, and same with females, but at the end of the day, I still believe, and it may not be naive, that everybody at some point in their life wants to have that special person. You don't have to get married, you don't have to have children, but I do believe that every human seeks for that deep human relationship with another person that is worth so much more than screwing 3 girls that you met at the club. I do believe that everybody has that in them. I just think that, people grow up in different ways, and some people may be ready at 18, others may not be ready till they're like 55. Others may not be ready till they're 70.
Well, I'm ready now. I don't want to fornicate. I want to have sex all day and be able to enjoy it and not worry about the guilt afterwards. I just want to get married.
That was the good thing about being married. I will say that.
Wait.
Without any guilt, I'm ready.
I understand what you mean without the guilt.
I've been through a lot. I know that I'm ready. I don't want to say that I know I'm ready for a particular person, but I know I'm ready to be in marriage. I know I'm ready to settle down.
Don't rush here.
Wait. She's prepared to say that, but I'm dead serious.
I prepared myself.
That's
what do you mean?
I'm not that prepared for marriage, because I believe, just like I don't know whether I fit the mold of the man, but in my mind I'm thinking my life is great. I get up, I enjoy my life. I go to bed, I enjoy my life. In between, I enjoy my life. Now, if I mate with someone, will they mess up my structure? Will they mess up my happiness?
They should understand
because I'm happy on a regular, and I don't need anyone to make me happy. I'm happy all day long. I get to do what I want, live what I want. The only time I think about it is if something happened in the house, like a light bulb catches on fire, and I'm like, oh, dad, or I wish a man was there. But not because I need their company, because I'm
spiders.
Not having with spiders. It's the fires they help.
I prepared myself sexually, mentally, and career-wise, financially. Not saying that I can pay for a $100,000 wedding, but if I wanted that, I'm sure I can get it.
But my quick point to that, and I can only say that the quick point to that is, I am you. I was you.
Right.
It's not going to help you get to where it is you think you want to be right now, because you're exuding to people that I'm so comfortable, no one's going to approach you. So something in that is going to have to change, just a slight tweaking, to get where you want to be. Because if not, you want to be my age, still going, why nobody's approaching me? Because you're comfortable in your life. And
a lot of men are intimidated by me. Just like what Danielle said, as far as the career, as far as
we're going to come, we can discuss this on the next show. Guess what, y'all? We're coming back next week. This show is hot. We're going to keep coming. So next week, we can address all those issues. We can hear from you, and you next week. Anyway, thank you for joining us in Single on a Saturday Night right here at TGI Fridays, 4000 City Ave. And we will see you next week. And don't forget, Howard Gilliam Jr., Gilliam Productions, the best production company on this side of heaven. And that is no lie. I would tell you the truth, the best. Everybody that talks to me, they say this is the best production ever. High people, big people, whoever, wherever I go, this is the best production ever. Howard Gilliam Jr. Thank you,